In a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills and lush fields, two best friends, Ali and Hamza, often explored the wonders of the world around them. Today, their journey would lead to a deeper understanding of the world's mysteries.
Hamza, have you heard about the new shop in town? They say it's magical.
Wow, what do you mean, magical? Let's go check it out.
And with curiosity sparkling in their eyes, they dashed off to discover the wonders of this new magical shop for themselves. And there it was, the self-running shop. No cashiers, no managers, no staff of any kind. Yet, it ran so smoothly, as if by magic.
Look, Hamza. Everything's perfectly organized, but no one's working here. Isn't that strange?
That doesn't make sense. Who's restocking the shelves? Who's running it?
Was it truly magical, or was there more to this mystery than met the eye? Inside, the shop was even stranger. Goods appeared as if from nowhere, and everything worked with clockwork precision. But the question lingered: who was behind it all? And could the shop truly run on its own?
See, Hamza, it's magic!
Or maybe it's machines. Someone must have built all this.
Let's look around. Maybe we'll find something behind this mystery.
And so, their search began. They peeked behind shelves, studied the walls, and followed the faint hum of machinery, determined to uncover the truth. Each step brought them closer to the answer. And there it was. Hamza had found the answers to his curiosity.
Here it is. I knew there was something behind this magical shop. It's not magic, it's machines.
And so, after it was clear to the two boys that the shop didn't run itself, they walked back to their homes.
What a mysteriously fun day it was. So many questions and so much to think about. But I'm too exhausted. I should better sleep.
As Musa drifted into sleep, his mind conjured a grand vision, an immense factory alive with activity. Machines worked tirelessly, gears turned in perfect harmony. Every machine seemed to know its job. Every gear moved in unison. But then, Musa noticed something strange. There were no engineers, no operators, no managers overseeing this bustling factory. And then, chaos. Without anyone to guide or repair it, the factory began to collapse. Sparks flew wildly, machines jammed, and the once perfect harmony dissolved into disorder. In that moment, Musa realized no system, no matter how intricate, can function without someone to design it, to control it, to keep it in order.
Hamza, even the smartest machines can't work without someone designing them. Nothing happens on its own.
Like the shop. Someone must have made it, even if we didn't see them.
The whole world is like that shop. The rain, the sun, the trees, all of it works perfectly. Someone must have created it all.
You mean Allah?
Absolutely. Only Allah could design a system so perfect. Each star, each planet, even us, we're all part of the Creator's plan. And that's why everything works so perfectly. And the best part is, we're part of that masterpiece too.
Musa and Hamza began to see the shop and the world through new eyes. Behind every creation was a creator. Behind every system, a designer. The shop wasn't magical. It was a reminder of the real magic, the world Allah created for us. If even a small shop can't run itself, how could the vast, beautiful universe exist without a master? Everything has a creator, and that creator is Allah.
This is the story of a boy named Umar. Umar lived in a quiet little village surrounded by rolling green fields and tall, swaying date palms. A narrow river ran through the village, its water sparkling under the golden sunlight. The houses were made of clay bricks, warm and cozy, with colorful rugs spread over the floors. Birds chirped in the morning, and in the evening, the call to prayer floated gently through the air, wrapping the village in peace. Umar was a curious and kind-hearted boy. He loved to run barefoot in the soft grass, climb trees, and listen to stories from the village elders. But like all children, he sometimes made mistakes. He would forget to help his mother carry water from the well or say something without thinking that made his friend upset. Each time, he would feel a little bad, but he didn't always know how to fix it. One evening, as the sky turned shades of pink and orange and the first stars began to twinkle, Umar's father called him to sit beside him on their porch. The night breeze was cool, carrying the scent of jasmine from the garden. Crickets chirped softly in the distance.
Umar, Ramadan is coming soon. It's a special time for all of us. Do you know why?
Because we fast and pray more?
Yes, but there's something even more important about Ramadan.
Umar's eyes lit up with curiosity.
What is it, Father?
Ramadan teaches us about weakness and strength. We all make mistakes, Umar. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we say the wrong thing. And sometimes we do things we regret. But do you know what Allah does when we make mistakes?
Is He angry?
No, my son. Allah knows we are not perfect. He knows we forget and slip sometimes. But if we truly feel sorry and ask for forgiveness, He forgives us right away.
So, as long as I ask for forgiveness, I can always be better?
Yes, but there is one thing Allah does not forgive unless we truly change, and that is disloyalty.
What does that mean?
Disloyalty means turning away from Allah on purpose. It means lying when we know it's wrong, hurting others on purpose, or ignoring the truth when we know it in our hearts.
Umar looked down, his fingers tracing patterns on the wooden floor. He thought about times when he had forgotten to pray or been careless with his words.
But what if someone feels really bad for what they did? Will Allah still forgive them?
Of course, Umar. Allah's mercy is greater than the ocean and wider than the sky. If someone truly regrets their mistake and tries to do better, Allah forgives them instantly. But if they keep making the same mistakes without caring, that's when they break their connection with Him.
Umar looked up at the night sky, where thousands of stars sparkled like tiny lanterns. He took a deep breath.
So it's not about being perfect. It's about always trying to be better, right?
Exactly. Ramadan teaches us to be sincere. Even if we fall, we should always get back up, ask for forgiveness, and try again.
That night, Umar lay on the rooftop, watching the sky stretch endlessly above him. He thought about what his father had said. The stars flickered, sometimes dim and sometimes bright. But they never disappeared, and just like that, Umar understood something important. No matter how many mistakes he made, his faith could still shine. He just had to keep trying. In the days that followed, Umar made an effort to be kinder, to help his mother more, and to pray on time. And whenever he made a mistake, he whispered a small prayer, asking Allah to forgive him. Each time, he felt his heart grow lighter, like a glowing lantern inside him, guiding him to be better. As the first day of Ramadan arrived, Umar stood beside his father, ready to fast, ready to pray, and ready to grow. He smiled, knowing that no matter how many times he stumbled, Allah's mercy would always be there, helping him rise, just like the stars in the sky. In a peaceful town, there lived a man unlike any other. He was endlessly curious, not about wealth or fame, but about mysteries no one else dared to explore. His name was Ali, and he was a researcher, always searching for answers beyond what the eye could see.
Every shadow and every dark place, it all has a secret. But what if darkness isn't what I think it is? What if it hides something wonderful?
Wait a minute. The world we live in, it's full of darkness, but if darkness is real, then surely light must be real too.
I need to find out. Maybe light isn't just something we see. Maybe it's something we feel.
One day, Ali set out on a journey to find the answers to his questions. He traveled far and wide, through forests where the wind whispered secrets, across rivers that shimmered under the moon, and over mountains where the sky touched the earth.
Even the night speaks if you listen closely. But what is it saying?
And just like that, the adventure had truly begun. But the journey was far from over. Ali walked through endless valleys where fireflies danced like tiny lanterns, across bridges hanging over roaring waterfalls, and through silent deserts where the stars stretched endlessly above him. He spoke to travelers, listened to their stories, and kept searching for the answer to his question: where was the brightest light? His journey led him to a village where people spoke of a light so bright it could turn night into day. He approaches an old wise man sitting on a wooden bench.
Grandfather, I have traveled far. Do you know where I can find the brightest light?
Ah, traveler, some say light is in the sun, some say in the stars. But I have heard of a night where the sky itself glows, not from the moon, but from something greater.
A glowing night? Tell me more.
It is the night of Qadr. It is a night where wishes are heard, where the universe listens, where those who seek will find.
Then I must find this night. When does it come?
That is the mystery, my child. No one knows this exact night. It is hidden within the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Those who truly seek it must search for it patiently, with open hearts and sincere prayers.
Ali stares at him, realization dawning upon him. This was not something he could simply chase. It was something he had to be ready for. He bows respectfully to the wise man and turns away, knowing what he must do next. Ali returns home, his mind filled with thoughts. He sets his small bundle down and sits by the window, staring at the sky. The stars twinkle, but tonight is just like any other night. Ali knew he had to prepare himself. He spent the days leading up to Ramadan in deep reflection, seeking to purify his heart. As Ramadan arrived, Ali fasted with devotion, prayed with sincerity, and spent his nights in remembrance. He helped his neighbors, showed kindness to the poor, and sought forgiveness for his past mistakes. When the last 10 nights of Ramadan arrived, his heart filled with anticipation.
I am ready. O Allah, if the night of Qadr is real, let me see its light. Let me feel its warmth.
Every night he stayed awake, praying, watching the sky, hoping to witness the night the wise man spoke of. The first night passed, then the second, then the third. Night after night he waited, searching for a sign. His patience was tested, but his faith never wavered. Then, on one of those blessed nights, it happened. A soft breeze picks up. The stars above shimmer. And then, something incredible happens. The sky ignites with golden light, filling every shadow with warmth and brilliance. Ali gasps, overwhelmed by the beauty.
This is beyond anything I imagined. It is not just light. It is knowledge. It is peace. It is everything.
He realized the greatest light was never outside. It was inside him all along.
You look different. What happened?
I went looking for light in the world, but I found it within me.
And what does this light feel like?
It feels like hope, like kindness, like the first warm sunbeam after cold night.
What will you do now?
I will share it. I will tell the world that light is not just in the stars. It is in all of us waiting to shine.
And so he no longer feared the darkness, for he had found the light that could never be extinguished, the light of wisdom, the light of faith, the light of truth. In a peaceful town, there lived a man unlike any other. He was endlessly curious, not about wealth or fame, but about mysteries no one else dared to explore. His name was Ali, and he was a researcher, always searching for answers beyond what the eye could see.
Every shadow and every dark place, it all has a secret. But what if darkness isn't what I think it is? What if it hides something wonderful?
Wait a minute. The world we live in, it's full of darkness, but if darkness is real, then surely light must be real too.
I need to find out. Maybe light isn't just something we see, maybe it's something we feel.
One day, Ali set out on a journey to find the answers to his questions. He traveled far and wide, through forests where the wind whispered secrets, across rivers that shimmered under the moon, and over mountains where the sky touched the earth.
Even the night speaks if you listen closely. But what is it saying?
And just like that, the adventure had truly begun. But the journey was far from over. Ali walked through endless valleys where fireflies danced like tiny lanterns, across bridges hanging over roaring waterfalls, and through silent deserts where the stars stretched endlessly above him. He spoke to travelers, listened to their stories, and kept searching for the answer to his question: where was the brightest light? His journey led him to a village where people spoke of a light so bright it could turn night into day. He approaches an old wise man sitting on a wooden bench.
Grandfather, I have traveled far. Do you know where I can find the brightest light?
Ah, traveler, some say light is in the sun, some say in the stars. But I have heard of a night where the sky itself glows, not from the moon, but from something greater.
A glowing night? Tell me more.
It is the night of Qadr. It is a night where wishes are heard, where the universe listens, where those who seek will find.
Then I must find this night. When does it come?
That is the mystery, my child. No one knows this exact night. It is hidden within the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Those who truly seek it must search for it patiently, with open hearts and sincere prayers.
Ali stares at him, realization dawning upon him. This was not something he could simply chase. It was something he had to be ready for. He bows respectfully to the wise man and turns away, knowing what he must do next. Ali returns home, his mind filled with thoughts. He sets his small bundle down and sits by the window, staring at the sky. The stars twinkle, but tonight is just like any other night. Ali knew he had to prepare himself. He spent the days leading up to Ramadan in deep reflection, seeking to purify his heart. As Ramadan arrived, Ali fasted with devotion, prayed with sincerity, and spent his nights in remembrance. He helped his neighbors, showed kindness to the poor, and sought forgiveness for his past mistakes. When the last 10 nights of Ramadan arrived, his heart filled with anticipation.
I am ready. Oh Allah, if the night of Qadr is real, let me see its light. Let me feel its warmth.
Every night he stayed awake, praying, watching the sky, hoping to witness the night the wise man spoke of. The first night passed, then the second, then the third. Night after night he waited, searching for a sign. His patience was tested, but his faith never wavered. Then, on one of those blessed nights, it happened. A soft breeze picks up. The stars above shimmer. And then, something incredible happens. The sky ignites with golden light, filling every shadow with warmth and brilliance. Allie gasps, overwhelmed by the beauty.
This is beyond anything I imagined. It is not just light. It is knowledge. It is peace. It is everything.
He realized the greatest light was never outside. It was inside him all along.
You look different. What happened?
I went looking for light in the world, but I found it within me.
And what does this light feel like?
It feels like hope, like kindness, like the first warm sunbeam after cold night.
What will you do now?
I will share it. I will tell the world that light is not just in the stars. It is in all of us waiting to shine.
And so he no longer feared the darkness, for he had found the light that could never be extinguished, the light of wisdom, the light of faith, the light of truth. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by golden fields and whispering trees, there lived an 11-year-old boy named Hamza. Hamza was a kind boy at heart, but he often found himself more interested in playing than in helping others. While he had a good heart, he also had a habit of making excuses when it came to responsibility. With Ramadan approaching, his mother, Amina, hoped he would learn the true spirit of the holy month. As the first day of Ramadan arrived, Hamza's family gathered for suhoor, the pre-dawn meal. The dim glow of lanterns lit the kitchen as the scent of warm bread and honey filled the air. Hamza, still half asleep, groggily pushed his plate away and yawned.
Hamza, eat properly. You'll need energy for the day.
But Mama, fasting is so hard. Why do we have to do it?
Fasting isn't just about not eating, my love. It's about patience, gratitude, and helping those in need.
Hamza frowned but nodded half-heartedly. He wasn't convinced. As the golden sun rose and the village slowly awakened, Hamza felt the weight of hunger and thirst pressing upon him. By midday, he was exhausted, sprawled on the cool tiled floor of their small home.
Mama, I'm so tired. Can I just take a little sip of water?
I know it's difficult, Hamza, but remember, there are people who feel like this every single day, and they don't have a meal waiting for them at sunset. Fasting helps us understand their struggles.
Hamza sighed, dragging himself to the couch. He soon found himself getting irritated. He snapped at his younger sister for playing too loudly and ignored his mother's request to help set the iftar table. When Amina asked again, he groaned.
Why do I have to do everything? It's not fair.
That night, after breaking their fast, Amina sat beside Hamza as he lazily flipped through a book.
Tell me, Hamza, do you know why we share meals with our neighbors?
Because it's nice?
Because Ramadan teaches us to think beyond ourselves. There are people who don't have food even after the fast ends. What if we could bring happiness to them?
Hamza thought about it for a moment, but was distracted when his friend called him outside to play. He dashed away without another word, leaving Amina sighing softly. The next morning, as birds chirped outside their window, Amina had an idea. She placed a woven basket on the kitchen counter and began filling it with dates, fresh bread, and small sweets.
Hamza, I need your help today. Let's make a Ramadan basket for our neighbors.
Can't you do it, Mama? I'm really tired. Plus, I don't know them that well.
Amina didn't argue. Instead, she smiled knowingly. "All right," she said simply, continuing her work. That evening, she took Hamza along and knocked on Mrs. Fatima's door. The elderly woman, wrapped in a soft shawl, opened the door with a look of surprise.
"Oh, Amina and little Hamza. What a beautiful basket."
Hamza watched as his mother handed it over. Mrs. Fatima's eyes sparkled with gratitude.
"This reminds me of when I was young. My mother used to make baskets just like this. Ramadan was always special because of the love we shared."
Hamza felt something stir in his chest. He had never thought about how something so small could make someone so happy.
"Would you like to come in for a little while?"
Hamza looked at his mother, who nodded. As they sat together, Mrs. Fatima shared stories about her childhood Ramadan, how her family would gather, how they would help the less fortunate, and how those little acts of kindness made the month so beautiful. As he listened, Hamza found himself fascinated. He had never thought about Ramadan in this way before. That night, Hamza lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. He had spent so much time being lazy, thinking only about himself. He had never realized that Ramadan was about more than just fasting. It was about giving. The next day, Hamza woke up early, a newfound determination in his heart.
Mama, can we make another Ramadan basket? This time I want to do it myself.
Amina beamed with pride.
Of course, my love. Let's do it together.
They carefully selected food items, and Hamza took extra care in decorating the basket. This time, he chose to give it to an old shopkeeper in the village, Mr. Kareem, who had always been kind to him. When Hamza handed the basket to Mr. Kareem, the old man's hands trembled.
"For me? Oh, my dear boy, you have no idea how much this means. I was just wondering how I would manage my meals this week. You are a blessing."
Hamza's heart swelled with warmth. He had never felt this kind of happiness before. As the days passed, he continued making baskets, helping his mother, and even waking up for suhoor with enthusiasm. The village soon noticed his kindness, and soon others started making baskets too. The spirit of Ramadan spread like ripples in a pond, touching every home. One evening, as they sat for iftar, Amina placed a hand on Hamza's shoulder.
I'm proud of you, my son. Do you see now? Giving brings more joy than taking.
I do, Mama. Ramadan isn't just about fasting. It's about sharing, loving, and being better every day.
And from that moment on, Hamza was never the same. He had learned the true essence of Ramadan, and he carried that lesson with him forever. In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and a silver river, the crescent moon hung low in the sky. The stars shimmered like scattered pearls, casting a soft glow over the narrow streets lined with white stone houses. Inside the house, an 11-year-old boy named Abdullah sat on a soft prayer mat, his chin resting in his hands. His dark eyes were fixed on the crescent moon through the window. His father's deep, rhythmic voice filled the room as he recited from the Quran. Abdullah sighed and rubbed his eyes.
Laylatul Qadr, the night of power. What makes it so special?
His mother, Amina, sat nearby, dressed in a flowing pastel-colored abaya.
It's a night better than 1,000 months, Abdullah. On this night, the angels descend from the heavens, and Allah's mercy fills the earth. If you stay awake and pray, your heart may feel the peace of the night.
But how will I know it's the night of power?
My dear love, it's said that the night is calm and peaceful, with no harsh winds or storms. And at dawn, the sun rises soft and gentle, without harsh rays.
Will I see the angels?
Perhaps you will feel them.
Later that night, Abdullah tossed and turned in bed, his heart racing with excitement and curiosity. Suddenly, a faint golden light glowed from outside his window. His eyes flew open. He sat up. The light pulsed gently, almost like a heartbeat. Abdullah tiptoed to the window and pulled back the curtain. Outside, the village looked different. The trees shimmered with a soft silver glow, and the stars overhead seemed larger and brighter. A gentle breeze stirred the leaves, carrying a faint melodic hum, like whispered prayers. Abdullah's breath caught.
Could it be?
Slowly, he opened the window and climbed out. His bare feet touched the cool grass. He walked toward the sound of the hum, his heart thudding in his chest. Suddenly, he saw a figure standing under the ancient olive tree in the village square. The figure was tall, cloaked in a soft white light. Abdullah's breath quickened.
Hello?
The figure turned. It was a young man with dark eyes and a serene expression. He wore a white robe that shimmered like moonlight.
Abdullah, why are you wandering so late at night?
Who are you?
I am a servant of Allah.
Is it Laylatul Qadr?
The signs are there, aren't they?
Will I see the angels?
Faith is not always about seeing, Abdullah. Sometimes you must feel it.
Suddenly, the breeze grew stronger. The stars above shimmered brightly and then began to move, sun swirling and spinning like a dance of light. Abdullah's heart raced.
You have been chosen to witness the night, but the gift of Laylatul Qadr is not only in seeing, it is in the heart.
What should I do?
Pray, open your heart, and remember, Allah is near.
Suddenly, the distant sound of the adhan for Isha prayer echoed through the village.
It's time for Isha prayer. I can't miss it.
And so, Abdullah raced toward the house of Allah, his heart beating with anticipation and the quiet hope of feeling the peace of Laylatul Qadr. As Abdullah walked toward the mosque, the hum of whispers surrounded him. He passed by a beggar sitting in the cold, clutching his thin cloak. The beggar's eyes were downcast. Abdullah hesitated. His hand touched the few coins in his pocket. He looked back toward the mosque.
Should I help him or keep walking?
Abdullah took a deep breath and knelt beside the beggar. He placed the coins into his hand. The beggar's eyes widened, tears forming at the corners.
May Allah bless you, my son.
As Abdullah stood, a soft warmth spread through his chest. He continued walking. Suddenly, he saw a stray kitten trapped beneath a broken wooden cart. Its paw was stuck. It meowed softly. Abdullah knelt down and gently lifted the wood, freeing the kitten.
You're free now.
Abdullah entered the mosque, where a handful of people sat in quiet prayer. His father sat near the front, eyes closed in deep concentration. Abdullah knelt on the soft carpet. He raised his hands.
Ya Allah, please let me feel the peace of this night. Let me know you are near.
Suddenly, the room filled with a soft golden light. Abdullah gasped as warmth flooded his chest. A calm, soothing presence, like sunlight washing over his heart. His hands steadied, his breath slowed. A single tear rolled down his cheek, and in that moment, Abdullah felt it. The peace of Laylatul Qadr. It wasn't in the light or the stars, it was in the stillness of his heart. Abdullah came back to his home, stood by the window, and watched as the sun rose. His mother entered the room, her face soft with warmth.
You stayed up all night?
I think I felt it.
MashaAllah, I'm so proud of you.
The sun shines gently over the village, casting a soft golden glow. Children are playing near the mosque, and the sound of birds chirping fills the air. Abdullah sat on the low stone wall near the mosque, his legs dangling as he watched the village. The air was fresh, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the olive tree nearby. His face was calm, but his eyes glimmered with quiet wonder. Abdullah's best friend Bilal saw him, and he came to say salam. He sat down next to him, looking curious.
Abdullah, I didn't see you last night after Isha. Where did you go?
I was searching for Laylatul Qadr.
Really? Did you find it?
I think I did.
Did you see the angels?
Abdullah's gaze softened as he looked toward the mosque's tall white minaret. The memory of the soft golden light and the peaceful warmth in his heart returned to him.
No, not with my eyes.
Then how do you know it was Laylatul Qadr?
Because I felt it.
What do you mean?
Abdullah sat up straighter, his voice calm but sure.
When I was walking through the village, I saw a beggar sitting alone in the cold. I almost walked past him, but something in my heart told me to stop and help him.
And?
I gave him what little I had, just a few coins, but the look on his face, it was as if I had given him everything. And I felt peace.
Then what happened?
Later, I found a small kitten trapped in a cart. It was scared and hurt. I helped it, and when I saw it run free, my heart felt light.
And that's when you felt Laylatul Qadr?
Not exactly. That night, when I stood in the mosque and raised my hands in prayer, I felt it.
What did it feel like?
Like peace. Like my heart had become still and all my worries had disappeared. I felt close to Allah.
So Laylatul Qadr isn't about seeing angels or signs?
No, it's about feeling Allah's closeness in your heart. It's about doing good, helping others, and seeking His mercy with sincerity.
So, if I want to feel it too, I should help others and pray?
Yes, and Allah will guide you to it.
Just then, the adhan for door prayer echoed from the mosque.
Come on, let's go pray.
Maybe tonight will be Laylatul Qadr again.
Maybe, but remember, the real gift isn't seeing it, it's feeling it.
And so the two boys walked toward the mosque as they realized that Laylatul Qadr, a night better than 1,000 months, its peace is not always seen with the eyes, but it is always felt with the heart. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my beloved children. Today, I'm going to tell you a heartwarming story about a young boy named Ahmed and his journey to understanding the true meaning of Eid al-Fitr. This story is filled with emotions, lessons, and a touch of magic. So sit back, listen carefully, and let's dive into Ahmed's world. The moon was shining brightly in the night sky, casting a soft silver glow over the small town. Inside a cozy little house, Ahmed sat cross-legged on the floor, his hands cupped in dua. The room was dimly lit by a flickering lantern, and the gentle hum of his mother's Quranic recitation filled the air. Ahmed was an 11-year-old boy with messy brown hair and bright, curious eyes. His heart felt heavy that night. Ramadan was almost over, and he wasn't sure how to feel about it. He had tried his best throughout the month, fasting, praying, and even helping his mother prepare iftar, but something still felt incomplete. Ahmed's mother, a kind and gracious woman dressed in a modest pastel-colored abaya, noticed the troubled look on his face.
Ahmed, what's wrong, my dear?
Mama, Ramadan is almost over. I don't want it to end.
I know, sweetheart, But you know what comes after Ramadan?
Is it Eid? Eid comes after Ramadan.
Yes, Eid al-Fitr. Allah gives us Eid as a gift, a day to celebrate all the hard work we've done in Ramadan. But more than that, it's a reminder that Allah loves us and wants us to be happy.
But I don't feel like I did enough. What if my fasts weren't perfect?
Ahmed, Allah doesn't expect perfection. He looks at the effort you put in, and you have tried so hard. Tomorrow we will celebrate that effort. But remember, Eid is not just about wearing nice clothes and eating good food. It's about sharing that happiness with others.
Sharing?
Yes, giving to those who have less than us, spreading love and kindness. That is the true joy of Eid.
Ahmed nodded slowly, though he still wasn't sure if he truly understood. Ahmed didn't know it yet, but tomorrow was going to be a day he would never forget. A day where he would learn that the true beauty of Eid is not just in celebration, but in giving. The sun peeked over the horizon, painting the sky with hues of pink and gold. The town was alive with excitement, children dressed in their finest clothes, colorful decorations hanging from every corner, and the sound of the takbir echoing through the streets. Ahmed stood in front of the mirror, adjusting his blue kurta. His mother had helped him comb his hair neatly, and the scent of fresh perfume lingered in the air. His father, wearing a crisp white shalwar kameez, smiled as he entered the room.
MashaAllah, Ahmed, you look very handsome.
Ahmed smiled shyly.
Are we going to the masjid now?
Yes, but first, this is your Eid. But remember, part of the happiness of Eid comes from sharing it with others.
Ahmed took the envelope, feeling the crisp bills inside. His eyes widened.
Can I really keep all this?
That's up to you.
Moments later, they were walking toward the masjid, hand in hand. The streets were alive with chatter and laughter. Ahmed heard the familiar takbir being recited in Ahmed's heart swelled with warmth. He repeated the takbir under his breath, feeling connected to everyone around him. But Allah was about to give Ahmed a special opportunity to understand the true meaning of Eid. After the Eid prayer, Ahmed and his father walked toward the marketplace. The streets were lined with people, some exchanging gifts, others sharing sweets. Ahmed noticed a man sitting at the corner of the street wearing torn clothes. His head was bowed low and his hands were empty. Ahmed's father noticed too.
Ahmed, do you know what Eid is truly about?
Being happy?
No, son. It's about spreading happiness.
Ahmed's eyes widened as he glanced at the envelope in his hand. Without thinking, he walked toward the poor man and knelt beside him.
Assalamu alaikum.
The man looked up, his eyes tired and sunken.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Ahmed handed him the envelope.
This is for you.
The man's eyes filled with tears.
I can't accept this.
Please, Allah gave me this to share with you.
May Allah bless you, son.
Ahmed turned to his father, who was watching with a proud smile.
Did I do the right thing?
Yes, Ahmed. That is the spirit of Eid.
That day, Ahmed learned that true happiness comes not from what you receive, but from what you give. Later that afternoon, Ahmed sat with his family around the table, laughing and eating delicious food. His heart felt lighter, his smile brighter.
I'm proud of you, Ahmed. You made someone happy today.
I think I finally understand Eid now.
And what is Eid, Ahmed?
It's about thanking Allah for everything He's given us and sharing that happiness with others.
And so, my dear children, this is the true beauty of Eid. It's not about the clothes we wear or the food we eat. It's about the joy we spread and the hearts we touch. That's the true meaning of Eid. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The village of Nurabad lay nestled between rolling green hills, where the call to prayer echoed through narrow, lantern-lit streets. The scent of freshly baked bread mixed with the cool night air as homes prepared for suhoor. It was a place where time seemed slower, where faith was woven into the rhythm of everyday life. Yet, in one of these humble homes, a boy lay awake, staring at the ceiling of his small room. Hamza had everything anyone could ask for: a loving mother and father, a secure livelihood, and the honor of being part of a devout community. And yet, something felt incomplete.
Ramadan, a month of mercy, of guidance, of transformation. But have we ever truly stepped into its presence?
He turned onto his side, sighing deeply. From down the hall, he could hear the quiet murmur of his mother and father's voices as they prepared for suhoor. The soft clinking of dishes mixed with their low conversation.
Why do I feel so disconnected? It's Ramadan. I'm fasting, praying, following the routine. But why does it feel empty?
Unable to silence the gnawing feeling in his chest, he slipped out of bed and walked to the window. The moon hung low, casting a silver glow across the rooftops. He caught his own reflection in the glass, tired eyes, a furrowed brow, a soul weighed down by something unseen.
For some, Ramadan is a celebration. For others, it is a mirror, revealing what they've long ignored.
The next morning after Fajr prayer, Hamza wandered through the village, his mind restless. He found himself at the edge of the old bazaar where the scent of spices and the hum of merchants filled the air. A familiar stall caught his eye, a small shop selling handmade prayer beads. It was his grandfather's favorite place. As he picked up a string of beads, a flood of memories washed over him.
Ramadan is not just about leaving food. It is about leaving yourself, to find yourself.
Hamza had nodded back then, not fully grasping the depth of the words. Now, decades later, their meaning still eluded him.
Leaving myself? What does that even mean?
Later that evening, after Isha prayer, Hamza found himself sitting alone in the mosque. Most of the congregation had left, yet he remained staring at the ornate patterns on the carpet, lost in thought. A soft yet commanding voice pulled him from his thoughts.
You seem troubled, son.
Hamza looked up to see an old man dressed in simple attire, his piercing eyes radiating a quiet strength.
I don't feel what others feel. This month is supposed to bring peace, right? But I just feel lost.
Because you are standing at the door, but you haven't stepped in.
I don't understand.
Tell me, when was the last time you let silence take over? When was the last time you truly existed in the presence of Allah?
Hamza looked down, his fingers tightening into a fist. He had no answer. The old man simply smiled.
Come, let me show you something.
The air around him shifted. Hamza blinked, and suddenly he was no longer in the mosque. He stood in the middle of a vast, endless desert. Silence pressed against his ears. There were no distractions, no voices, no schedules. For the first time, he was truly alone.
The world fades away, and for the first time, Hamza stands alone. Not in his home, not in the mosque, but in the reality of his own existence.
He turned in slow circles, the sand stretching into eternity. The burdens of his business, his family, his daily responsibilities, gone.
I feel different, lighter.
A voice echoed from nowhere and everywhere at once.
You were never made for this world, but you let it own you.
Before him, a vision of himself appeared, rushing, running in endless circles. Work, stress, expectations, the weight of 1,000 unfulfilled ambitions. His reflection shimmered and then dissolved into dust.
Ramadan lifts the veil. It silences the noise. It allows you to finally see.
Hamza dropped to his knees, his hands trembling. Tears welled in his eyes.
I've been fasting, but I never truly let go.
The desert faded. The mosque reappeared. The old man was watching him with a knowing smile.
Then start now. Walk into Ramadan with nothing but yourself, and watch how Allah fills you with everything.
Hamza's breath came in ragged gasps. He bowed his head and the burden lifted. Hamza woke the next morning with a renewed sense of calm. Suhoor was quiet but peaceful. His mother and father sat at the table, the soft clinking of dishes the only sound in the room. His father looked up as Hamza sat down.
You seem at peace today.
For the first time in my life, I am at peace.
Ramadan is not about leaving food. It is about leaving yourself, so you can finally find Allah.
Later that week, Hamza stood outside his shop, watching as a poor man walked by, barefoot and trembling. The man's clothes were torn and his face was lined with exhaustion. Hamza's first instinct was to look away, but he stopped himself. He walked toward the man.
Brother, have you eaten today?
The man shook his head. Hamza smiled and guided him toward the shop. He prepared a warm meal and handed it to him. The man's eyes filled with tears.
Ramadan is not about leaving hunger. It is about filling hearts.
Hamza sat beside the man as he ate. A peace settled in his chest, a feeling he had chased for years, and finally he had found it. On the 27th night of Ramadan, Hamza sat in the mosque, the golden glow of lanterns flickering across the walls. His heart was steady, his mind clear. The Imam recited the verses of Surah Kahf.
وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ وَنَعْلَمُ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسُهُ وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ.
Indeed, it is we who created humankind and fully know what their souls whisper to them, and we are closer to them than their jugular vein. Hamza bowed his head. He felt the presence of Allah close and infinite.
The gates of mercy open wide, and in the stillness of the night, the heart finally knows peace.
Tears slid down Hamza's cheeks as he whispered,
Ya Allah, I'm home.